one thing that my father didn't compromise was our education. Coming from a Muslim family where girls get married at the age of once, they hit 20, 21, my father insisted, you're going to study as long as you want. Whenever I had, thought of dreaming big, I think my own inner noise was, who do you think you are? You be so focused and so passionate in the work that you do, and you be so good at it that you are going to stand out in those small community itself.
Which today I guess is the key for any business, or even if you're an employee. Just need to be passionate about your work.
Yes.
You will scale. There's no doubt about it.
As I moved in my journey, I did have people who came in and then faded out.
Oh.
Why? Because they come in, they teach you lessons, and they leave.
Oh, okay. All the people out there that who ask for, I need a mentor, I need a guide. No, guys, you don't need one. You just need to look around people who are there with you.
Yes.
Learn from the lessons, and possibly even you can scale.
Cluelessness is the biggest doorway to growth. And we must never underestimate the power of being clueless.
If you have self-confidence, plus if you're humble enough, you can succeed in life.
It says that when the child is born, he's not born with a fear of public speaking. Even though public speaking is considered as one of the topmost fears in the world.
I agree.
The second being death.
So it's an acquired fear.
Absolutely.
Okay.
As per Merriam-Webster dictionary, charisma means magical ability. Well, that's Shah Rukh Khan for me. And I said, why? So he said, when I was working with him, I felt he made me feel I'm the most important person in the room. The biggest myth in public speaking is that you have to be interesting. But the fact is you have to be interested.
Hello everyone, this is Vivek Naik and you are watching ReadersOfficial, the world's only platform for authors and readers. Today I have with me an author of the book Charisma Secrets. Not just that, she is also an entrepreneur of an online school called as Active Kids, plus a TEDx speaker, plus a lifelong educator. Please welcome Ms. Tarannum Sheikh. Tarannum, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much, Vivek. It's a privilege to be here.
The pleasure is all mine. Tarannum, I was talking to you over a call and I loved the energy that you have when you speak. Tarannum, help the audience understand your journey from being an educator to being an entrepreneur. How was it and how was your childhood? Just explain us.
Wow, this is exciting. Let me take you back to my time growing up in Mumbai. So I'm from the city of Bollywood stars, Mumbai. We share the same city.
Yes, we do.
I'm coming from a very simple background. My father worked very hard for me and my brothers to be educated. And initially, we did feel that my parents were working very hard for our sustenance. But one thing that my father didn't compromise was our education. I still remember the time when it was Eid and all of us dress up during Eid, and that's the time for us to get together, dress up, look good. I must be 8 or 9, and I saw my father and my mom wearing the same dress. So I an 8-year-old, said, "Mama, Dada, you are not wearing something different. You're not wearing a new dress for Eid."
Yeah.
So my father said, "No, I have so many clothes. Why do I need one?" But I still remember the reason was not that he had many clothes, but because we exhausted all our budget.
Yeah.
So coming from there, what really moved the needle for all of us was education. That's why, and I still believe that that's been the life-changing experience for me, because coming from a Muslim family where girls get married at the age of once, they hit 20, 21, my father insisted, you're going to study as long as you want. So that thought did inspire me a lot to become independent. He's always taught me and my brothers that we should always be financially independent. So I grew up with that family, which was fun. Of course, we lived a very happy childhood. We had all our cousins around us. As you know, even coming from Mumbai, we lived in a small settlement with all our relatives around us. But there was a lot of buzz, happiness, that excitement. No phone, no social media, nothing. So we lived in that era. And when I reflect now, I feel, oh, my kids are missing all of this. These children are missing all the fun childhood that we have experienced. But answering your question, how from education to entrepreneurship, how did that journey unfold? One thing that I feel I was very good at was I was I felt I was a very good teacher. I don't know. I it was there was a very there was always an instinct that I'm going to be a teacher, and I did choose to be a teacher. I completed all my education at the right time. I wasn't a very bright student, but I was a very hardworking child. And then on, when my teaching journey started, I was very fortunate to work in very good schools in Mumbai, then even in Dubai. I think my bosses, my reporting managers truly brought the best in me. So that helped me to propel in my journey of leadership. Because if I had restricted myself to classroom teaching, I think I would have been where most teachers are. But there was always trust and support from my mentors who believed in me more than I believed in myself. That accelerated my journey forward. But there were some experiences that left me bitter. I thought that I think I should look for something that's going to be more rewarding than just teaching. But I didn't know what was that. I was clueless. And that's what my TED talk is all about, being clueless. Um, but I thought, okay, I might as well do something that's exciting me, and that's again teaching. So when the whole world shifted to online learning during pandemic, I decided, okay, let me start something online. That was the first time when I opened a Zoom account and I learned how to navigate on Zoom. But yeah, I shot my first message to a group of parents in the group, a random WhatsApp group. And I heard back from one parent who said interested in the course.
Very
So
well.
the first course that I offered was creative writing, because I think I'm a hardcore writer. I think I'll be able to express myself well when I write than over speaking. So the first course I took for children was creative writing. And just like that, I was in business and Active Kids was born.
Amazing, amazing. You know, when you related your experience of teaching to now, then having your own business, it reminds me of many other people as well who have gone through the same hardship,
Yeah.
and they understand the value of education, what it can change for people. Tell me one thing, Tarannum, being a teacher, the mindset of a teacher to a mindset of an entrepreneur, what are the changes that you have gone through?
I think the changes are manifold. I can't restrict or put my finger on one, because as a teacher, I always thought I'm not cut for entrepreneurship. I'm not meant to be leading a company or a brand of my name. It was the conditioning was such, and you start putting doubts for yourself more than the others. That was me. So my mindset one was, who do you think you are? Whenever I had thought of dreaming big, I think my own inner noise was, who do you think you are? And that helped me to kind of withdraw myself or step back. So I never took that step forward in my life, even though there were opportunities where I could have done something different along with teaching, perhaps, but I never took that first step. So the first one was, entrepreneurship built self belief in me. I think I'm a more self assured person now than I was 8, 10 years back. The second thing, the mindset that I've undergone change is, I've become more responsible. As a teacher, I was one of the best teachers in the school. As my I was always recommended and acknowledged by my seniors. But that, I feel, those are just glory that I can just be happy about. But now when I see, I don't have those awards or medals in my shelf. But within me, I know now I'm a very responsible person, because now I'm not just responsible for my class of students or my teachers who are in my team, but I think I'm I have a bigger idea or a bigger purpose now, which is changing lives, transforming individuals. So whenever I take any decision, I always think of a bigger consequence to it. That if I take one decision, it's going to affect my team members, my students, my parents, and all the people who believe in me. So my community has grown big. So I feel I'm a more responsible person now than I was before.
Tarannum, tell me one thing. When you scaled your business from 4 students, and what is the count now?
It's over 400 now.
Oh, interesting. What are your hacks for scaling a business from a 4 to 400?
Well, I'm not a business guru or a business coach to give you the right advice, but one thing that led me for this growth in my journey was service and value. Just 2 words. You be so focused and so passionate in the work that you do, and you be so good at it that you are going to stand out in those small community itself. Okay.
True.
You create a niche of yours and you be so good at it that people are going to see the value in that. Of course, social media, marketing, everything, those are just tools for you to scale it. But the most difficult thing is to start. So when you start, no social media, no followers, no viewers will get you business. First, you need to give people the value for the work that you have. And I think I believe in this, that if your work gives people value, if it changes their life or you solve a problem, that's that's not just important to you, but it's important to everyone. That's how you scale, whether from 400, 4,000. The journey had been difficult, especially after the schools began from the online education. I did think that I'm going to not exist. Just like many online businesses vanished from the landscape, I did think that. I didn't have plan B. My plan B was to make my plan A stronger.
Yeah.
So I continue to work. I continue to give value to people. I continue to be more passionate towards my work and more focused towards the goal, the bigger goal. That helped me to scale within 5 years from 4 to 400 plus students across the world.
That's so interesting, when you said persistency,
Yeah.
even when the times changed from an online
Yes.
world
Yeah.
to now an offline school, you still were persistent and you were passionate about what you did. And you added value to your service, which today I guess is the key for any business, or even if you're an employee, just need to be passionate about your work.
Yes.
You will scale. There's no doubt about it. Every business which has grown or which has scaled, there has been mentor behind the business owner who has guided at times at the difficult stages. Who has been Tarannum's mentors?
When I started off, Vivek, I didn't have anyone who was doing something unconventional. I'll tell you why. Because, like I said, now going back to your question of mindset, like me, I have my colleagues who are still teachers. Okay. They have the similar mindset that they're not cut for anything else. No matter how much I inspire them to change their trajectory, they're like, no, we are good with this.
Yeah.
So, going to the mindset part, it was the same for me.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's the same for them as well. So, talking about the mentorship part, I think when I started off, I had no mentors because I didn't have any role model who I can look up to.
Okay.
Forget role model. Even a person who has shifted their journey from teacher to entrepreneur, I didn't have anybody in my circle.
Okay.
Not even forget immediate circle, even the other circle outside, whatever you call it. I didn't have anybody who I could put my finger on and say, oh, if she could do it, I could do it too.
Yeah.
It was hard. It was truly hard. So, when I started, there was no mentor.
Correct.
B, as I moved in my journey, I did have people who came in and then faded out.
Oh.
Why? Because they come in, they teach you lessons, and they leave.
Oh, okay.
I believe in this because I can't say one mentor is someone who is guiding me through this journey, because everybody's background is different. Everybody's journey is different. The way they start is different.
Okay.
But it's up to me what lessons can I take from them.
Yeah.
And that's what I've done. As and when I've met people, I've seen, oh, what is it that I can learn from this person? But I can't tell, okay, Vivek, can you be my mentor?
Oh, true.
Because that's like Vivek has a different journey altogether. And I can't, and apart from I'm not saying that there are business coaches who are mentors, great mentors to people, but I didn't have the budget to hire a business coach.
As
So
frank as can you can be.
absolutely. That's the way startups work.
Exactly.
So I would say there were people who came into my lives who taught me something and they faded out. Those lessons remain with me. Whether those lessons were deep, they taught me self-trust. Why do you think you can't do it? Do it. Do it anyway. I've seen you grow. Don't worry. Just I'm there to back you up.
Yeah.
Even those words prompted by my friends or maybe someone who I know in a senior position, I consider those lessons and that voice behind me whenever I shook off, disbelief in me or I didn't trust myself. I think those, I call them mentors. So I have this very close friend of mine who's always believed in me, more than I believed in myself.
What's her name?
Her name is Fatima.
Okay.
So Fatima, if you're listening, this is special acknowledgement for you. So I remember when I started my journey, and I told, and the first people you contact is your friends.
Yeah.
See, I've started this business. Do you want to enroll your kids? And not many said yes, Vivek. Even though they may have doubted me that, oh, well, what is she going to do different?
Yeah.
But this was a person who said, well, I'm going to not just enroll my son, but I'm going to pass the word around till the time you get enough students. And she still does that for me.
Very nice.
Without anything in return. So I call her my mentor, not just friend, because friends are not here to just, have parties and, teach you something. But I think those lessons can also be applied in business.
Very nice.
Yeah.
It's so interesting when you said that there are no mentors or there is no a mentor.
Yeah.
Everyone came, everyone guided me.
Yes.
They shared a lesson and then they faded out. But yes, everyone. It's so nice for all the people out there that who ask for, I need a mentor, I need a guide. No, guys, you don't need one. You just need to look around people who are there with you, learn from the lessons, and possibly even you can scale.
Right.
Tarannum, growth requires the right surrounding. It can be a personal growth, it can be a professional growth. A right surrounding is required, which we all believe. Coming to Dubai, a surrounding, an atmosphere, a place where opportunities flow. Do you think staying back where you were and seeing your growth there versus seeing your growth here, how do you think Dubai is a different game changer for you? Or would you be the same Tarannum, or would you scale to this level if you were back in India again? How is it? Tell us the good and bad.
I came to Dubai in the year 2013 and worked here for 8 years in schools until 2020, when I decided that, well, I've resigned from my job and pandemic was at its peak. So let me go back home and reflect on what I have to do next. Entrepreneurship started in this country itself in 2020, when I had already resigned my job and I was in the notice period. So I did leave the country for good. I did leave UAE in 2020 and I stayed in Mumbai for 3 years and returned to Dubai in 2023 end. Even though I left Dubai, Dubai never left me. It always stayed with me because I feel it showed me my true potential. When you are in a challenging places to work, you learn the best. For me, that was the thing from Dubai. I would have chosen a career back home and sat and worked there. But coming here, uh, interacting with diverse nationalities here, meeting people with different backgrounds, different cultures, exposed me to a lot of new lessons. And being hungry for new things developed me even more, which I don't think I would have been able to develop myself much over there.
Correct.
So, coming to Dubai first was the turning point of my life. Here, I learned only degrees, PhDs, diplomas not really matter. It matters what's your skill set, how are your interpersonal skills, how you can manage a team, how you can present yourself to a group of people, how you can network well. All of these skills I learned here. So I think being in the right surrounding do help us to grow. But it's also important to recognize the opportunities and grab it.
True.
If you're going to just sit back and be in a comfort zone, nothing grows in a comfort zone.
Then irrespective whether you are in Dubai
Yes.
or you are in
Yes.
any part of the world,
Yes, absolutely.
it's you who
Yes.
matter.
So the opportunities this country provided me is varied. Recognizing those opportunities and working bloody hard is going to change the game for you. So
Yeah.
that's what my take is.
Tarannum, tell us about your entrepreneur, business, your Active Kids. Tell us about something about this.
As I told you, Active Kids was born even when I didn't think I'm going to start a business of my own. So it was a very uncertain beginning. But when it started, I realized that just getting a brand name or branding it in a way that people are going to attract to it is not enough. There is so much of core value that you have to bring into the business. So when I started with Active Kids, it was just me teaching, and I started with creative writing as my first subject that I was truly passionate about. And then after a year of growth, I thought, okay, I might as well pivot to public speaking. Again, my imposter syndrome sparked in, and it was like, who do you think you are? Will you be able to train children into speaking when your voice shakes or you don't have that much of self-belief? And I do mean it. It's even though I have taught in so many places and I've led a team, but I still had self-doubts. I never trusted myself. But after a year of creative writing, I thought I might as well pivot so that I can make enough profit, because this is not going to give me a long-term sustainable success. And I think that was the right decision. So when I pivoted from creative writing to public speaking, that gave me an edge over other freelancers, because that back then I was the only one, a solopreneur that I was running. That gave me an edge. And I had many students coming to me to learn public speaking. Not for the fact that I was a great speaker back then, but I was doing simple things with them, and that they found intriguing.
Okay.
So, for example, in our class, we always start our class with an energizer game.
Okay.
We never start with, okay, today's topic is this, let's start. So even though we are a virtual academy, we're an online platform, we always start our class with tongue twisters, reading aloud games, quizzes, scavenger hunts, and I'll have to demonstrate it to you how we make it happen. Okay. We also have something called as talking jar,
Okay.
where I made a jar from my kitchen jar, and I put all the chits inside with the topics that kids love to talk about. And in my online class, I used to say, okay, children, we're going to play talking jar. And the kids would just hype up. They're like, wow, we're going to play talking jar. And I used to draw in the chit, whatever topics come, they have to speak for a minute. They'd be very excited to talk about. And topics would be fun, like iPhone versus Android phones. What do you love? Those kind of topics. The kids love. Messi versus Ronaldo. Why would you pick? Who would you pick? All those kind of things. So coming to my business strategy was children first, students first. That was always, and that's always going to be there. So as I talked about core value in the start, that's my first thing, students first. So whatever decisions I make is around students. Is it going to benefit them? Is it going to help them in a way to impact all of this? So creative writing, public speaking. This is not it. Okay. After adding 2 programs, there were still self-doubts. Will I be able to grow? Will I be able to scale? Is this enough? Am I underdoing it? And the schools were opening again. So that was a big fear for me that I'm not going to survive. Let me find a job in Mumbai. This is done. I'm over. Go back to job now. But then there was something that happened. Okay, there was a parent who came to me and said, "Tarannum, I want my child to learn maths, but I'm not finding the right tutor." I said, "See, I don't have a maths tutor. I'm the only one teaching, and maths is not my subject. I can barely teach a grade 1 math." So she's like, "Will you help me find one?" And I was like, "Why not?" Out of goodwill, I said, "Okay, I'll help you find one." And I found a good teacher in maths for maths. I offered it to her, and she called me back personally and said, "Thank you so much for giving me this teacher. How did you find this teacher? He's excellent." And that's when, there was this serendipity moment. I was like, why can't I hire tutors and work for active kids? So that way, I have having range of things in my business, not just one activity or 2 activities. Now we are also leading in academic activities, not just skill development. And that changed the moment. And I was like, okay, now let me hire teachers for all subjects. So I hired maths tutors, English, science, Arabic, because that's the leading program in UAE. I also hired an Arabic teacher from Egypt. So currently we are catering to more than 10 school subjects, including German, French, Arabic. And we also have public speaking, creative writing, handwriting, phonics. So it's like 2 vertical. One is entirely skill development, where the child gets an edge in the in the future jobs that they are looking for. And here, another vertical is tutoring programs, where I have all the academic programs for the child to conceptually be strong at. So that's how I've learned, grown. But again, going back to my thing, I started as a clueless person. No clarity as to what I'm going to do. But if I could sum up, I think cluelessness is the biggest doorway to growth. And we must never underestimate the power of being clueless.
Very nice. So you're saying Active Kids is providing creative writing, public speaking, self-confidence building, and at the same time academic learning so that it helps their overall grades improvement in school. Now here's one more question that relates to this. Self-confidence is the key today in this world. Even the late Normal Pele, in his book, The Power of Positive Thinking, he says, if you have self-confidence, plus if you're humble enough, you can succeed in life. How do you build self-confidence in kids through online teaching?
I read this interesting study on confidence. It says that when the child is born, he's not born with a fear of public speaking. Even though public speaking is considered as one of the topmost fears in the world.
I agree.
The second being death.
True.
The first being fear of public speaking. So when I began reading about it, I realized that it's not an inborn fear. It's a learned fear. When we are born, we are just born with 2 kinds of fear. Fear of heights and fear of darkness.
Okay.
But where is the fear of public speaking coming from?
So it's an acquired fear.
Absolutely.
Okay.
So there are a lot of factors involved in that gives you this belief that you're not good enough, you're not attractive enough, you're not smart enough.
True.
And these factors shape your identity.
Okay.
So as a child, going back to my story, I wasn't a confident student, I would say, because I always believed that others were better than me. And I would say the factors around me shaped my identity. Even though my home environment was strong, they believed in me. But as you grow, you start to learn and acquire what people believe about you.
True.
And not being the smart student made me even more unconfident about
Correct.
myself. So I still remember when my teacher asked me asked me a question once. I knew the answer, but I didn't choose to respond.
Okay.
I chose to stand there, trembling hands and shaky legs. I knew deep down this is the right answer, but my voice shook. And then I could see the teacher's expressions changing. I could see my friends sniggering, and that gave me that even reassured me that this isn't for me. So, to me, confidence is trust. Confidence itself is a Latin word which means trust. And trust is built. It's not you're not born with it. So self-confidence to me was a step-by-step process. It was a baby step that I took. Those were small wins that I had to do for myself to build that self-confidence. And answering your question, how does one build self-confidence?
Especially in online learning.
In online learning, it was hard for us initially, as we were not in person with the child. But what truly helped me was the encouragement and the appreciation. There's a bigger part to play. When a child comes to you with low self-confidence, but you show the child the power of speaking without fear, you will see that the child will start to learn to believe in himself. Let me explain. I had this student called Swastik. When he joined, he initially would not switch on his video, but he would be there. He was listening. For the first 8 classes, I did not see him. It would come in, he would go in and come back, because he was feeling anxious to talk to people. So he started with that at rock bottom. And I thought, I'm not going to be able to change this guy ever. It's hard. Child with such low self-confidence, it's hard to change their self-belief. But Vivek, I did those small strategies. And I think those worked for me. I started acknowledging small progress. So the day when he would say 2 to 3 sentences instead of one word, I appreciated it and acknowledged him in front of everybody. And I said, wow, Swastik, you're doing great. Excellent. I'm very proud of you. That built a bit of confidence. It's like 0.1% progress is visible. It kind of gave him a tick. Yes, this isn't hard for me. I can do this. That little noise, if you can help the child or anybody find, the second step becomes easier. Then the next time when he came up, he opened his video. Now he was able to show his face and talk, even though his eye contact was down, but he was speaking. I said, wow, Swastik, today we were able to see you on the video. Excellent job. Come on, class, let's appreciate him and let's acknowledge him. That built his self-belief that it's not hard, it's fun. I can do this. So recognizing the child's need is one thing, and building self-confidence will require a lot of patience, and encouragement and reinforcement will help a lot.
Appreciating, recognizing, and continuous reinforcement is what you say
helps. Yes.
helps build a confidence. What are the methods that you use which are different from an in-person learning? Because you are dealing with an online set of training, especially to kids. What are your different methods that is different from a classroom training?
See, I don't want to differentiate between, okay, they don't do this in person. They may be doing it wonderfully. I don't have any problem in replicating it in an online setup, but it's hard because you're not in person for the child to pat on his back and say, well done. Shake his hand and teach him how to have a good handshake. So I will not be able to replicate what they do in person. I'll have to create my own strategies. And that's what I did. That how can I do small things in a different manner?
Like, can you share some techniques?
Sure. So when talking about the method of teaching, one was building a rapport with the child.
Okay.
So when a child sees the teacher for the first time, no student opens up very quickly because fear of unfamiliarity. They'll speak less eye contact, less response. So the first thing that we nailed in an online learning was that every teacher is going to spend the first 5 to 6 minutes in making the child feel comfortable. That's one method that's very unique to us. Every teacher, like you meet any active kids teacher, they have a knack to help you open up. And Vivek will feel at ease. He'll be like,
Very
wow,
true.
this is amazing. I'm important. That kind of feeling when you get, you are going to open up. And that's the first step to building confidence.
Correct.
That's one method. The second method is we teach difficult concepts in an easy way. So, for example, body language. 76% of our communication is body language. 38% is vocal element, and only 7% are words. So this was life-changing experiment done by Albert Mehrabian. That was the first thing that I wanted to get it right in my public speaking class. I don't want to just teach surface level speaking. That okay, I'm good at English, I'm going to be speaking big words and I'm going to make it sound very sophisticated. But when I'm put on a stage, I am not engaging. It loses the charm, right? So the second method that I worked on was teaching them body language concepts. So every student in our class, when they come in, we teach them three things. One is to pause, because a lot of kids out of nervousness speak very fast. So we teach them, okay, the power of pause. What's the power of pause? So they breathe in, breathe out, and breathe in. So they know, okay, I'm at ease. So you kind of calm them down.
Yeah.
Okay. Then we teach them presence. Okay. So they'll be like, okay, when we are going to signal them, come on, we want to see presence. They'll make their posture straight, shoulders roll back, chin up, and they'll know that, okay, this is my presence. Okay. And the third one is patience. They'll be like, okay, I need to be in the moment and listen. This is something the kids find it hard. Even for adults, listening is a hardest skill. So we teach them, okay, now am I listening? Am I in the moment? Because 60% of public speaking is listening.
Very true.
So those are the simple methods we have in our class, and they work like magic.
When you say that you have got your own tutors who make the kids comfortable and then they speak across, there must be a way that you hire these tutors. What is it that you look into when you hire tutors for online learning that has helped you scale from 4 to 400 plus? Tell us something about it. How do you hire your teachers?
So I have a very simple matrix. Okay. Firstly, a lot of time, of course, we need to look at skills and expertise, right? Because that's where we need the team to, help us scale. But one thing that I want to talk about is not the repetitive matrix of looking at skills and expertise and experience. I look at the hunger. I look at the part where is the teacher truly hungry to create that impact in children. And it's hard to gauge. I know as I'm speaking, you'll be like, oh, how do we measure it? I don't have a measurement scale to measure this. But when I talk to people, look into their eyes, ask questions about their teaching journey, where do they want to reach? What is the golden moment of theirs with the classroom? Tell me one success story. I can get those vibes of a great teaching. So I look at that hunger for teaching and changing pupils' life is something that has truly stood out to me. It's hard to measure it on a parameter.
It's very subjective.
It's very subjective.
True.
Okay. So I've hired, currently we have, to be precise, 29 teachers working at Active Kids. And some of them have been with us from the beginning of the year, 2020. Of course, again, coming with a very raw background of entrepreneurship, I still had this simple matrix of looking at what is that teacher's, why does she want to be in this field? Why is it so important for her? If it is just a role to pay her bills or survive, I don't think she's the right person. But when she says that, I remember this student whose life I changed. I have this teacher who inspires me. I think those stories are very connecting to me. I feel there is something that the teacher has in her, that she wants to be there and continue doing this role. And that's the simple matrix that I use. So, and along the way, of course, when a lot of things that see, recruitment is one part. You hire it, you get the right person. That's not it. You still need to help them grow and professionally grow, and that's when feedback comes in. So just hiring is one process, and the second process is professional growth. And that, for me, we do something called as happy hour every alternate weeks in our online academy. Every alternate weeks we huddle up, all of us, and we have happy sessions on speaking, learning. We call speakers from outside who conduct sessions for our teachers.
Interesting.
That has helped the teachers to see the value in the organization. What is the value? What's the ethos of this organization? Why do I want to keep working this in this place? Why not choose 100 other learning platforms? So I would say recruitment is one part, but growth is another. And their growth is the growth of your company. That's the matrix that I have.
You actually follow the corporate rules, that hire the person who is hungry and then train them so that they
Yes,
stay with you
they stay with us. Yeah.
and show them their career growth as well.
Yes.
It's very nice. Tarannum, share us some insights about Charisma Secret, your book,
Yeah.
and why do you think the world need this book?
Superb. I was waiting for this question to come into the conversation. Let me give you a background of where is this charisma coming from. Okay. So I first came across this word charisma in one of my 5th grade classroom when I was teaching. And I found this word very fascinating. I was like, this word sounds very charismatic. So I went and dug the meaning of this word. And the meaning says, as per Merriam-Webster dictionary, charisma means magical ability. And it's a Greek word which means gift. And both the meanings fascinated me. I was like, charismatic. When someone has a magical quality in them to charm people around, and that's a gift, you become charismatic. And that was a bit. But I never came back to that story again. Then in the year 2021, 2022, I came across this book called The Charisma Myth,
Okay.
written by Olivia Fox Cabin.
Okay.
And I picked that book and I thought, okay, let me start reading about it. I realized that charisma is not just a word. There are charisma coaches who teach people charisma. Yes. And when I began reading about it, I found all the principles to become charismatic so practical, so valuable for every individual to learn if they want to transform their lives. I found it fascinating. I kept reading about it. I picked another book on the same topic, which was Charisma by Vanessa Van Edwards. There were 2 books she has written, Cues and Captivate. Here she talks a lot about how to be charismatic.
Oh.
So these 3 books have changed my life. And the idea to write a charisma secret is from there. So they are the ones who are responsible for me to launch this book. Because when I had always thought that I'm going to write, whenever I write a book, I'm going to write about something very different and unique, like every author thinks. But I never thought it would be about charisma. Never, ever. Because I myself never thought I was charismatic. But when I began reading about it, I understood that charisma can be learned. It's a skill. It's not inherent. It's not a talent. It's a skill and everybody can learn it.
Okay.
Okay, so that's one thing. Now, as you know, my strong background and my love for teaching, I thought to merge the two. Okay. how to be charismatic teacher to your students, because I didn't want to leave my heart behind when I'm doing a work like this. So I merged the two.
Hmm.
And why did I do that is because it was something shocking for me. In the year 2023, just before I began writing my book, I came across the statistics that says that 44,000 teachers have already left the profession of teaching due to burnout, uh, overwork, underpaid, many factors. And I resonated with it because I myself had left the school
Yeah.
teaching job. So I thought I might as well help my tribe and write something that's going to inspire them to continue teaching. Because imagine a classroom without a teacher.
Exactly.
It's a very disappointing thing to see teachers leaving the job and the community. So my charisma secrets is about how you can, one, be a charismatic person,
Mhm.
if you're in a corporate sector or any other field that you choose to be.
Exactly.
Second, I have given examples of a lot of charismatic teaching that can be applied in our life as well. So those are the two principles that I have merged, and that's how the book kind of unfolds with a lot of anecdotes of my personal life as a teacher, whatever I've observed in my surrounding, and whatever I've learned from people around me. And the book is very personal to me because here I've poured my heart, my emotions. I've written about my brother who taught me what is charisma. I'll give you an anecdote to it. My brother works in media. He is a film editor. So he often meet all the actors. Okay, so he met Amir. He worked with Amir. He worked with Shah Rukh. He worked with Akshay. So prior to writing the book, I asked him, okay, how are these people? How do you feel when when you are around them? He's like, yeah, they're good. And how does Amir look like? Is he hot? Like, yeah, he's good. He's good. I'm a big fan of Amir. And then again, when I went while I was writing the book, I asked during that time again. I asked him, okay, who is one actor who you find most fascinating to work with and why? So as you get older, you get more intellectual. I began asking those kind of questions to him, and he said, well, that's Shah Rukh Khan for me. And I said, why? So he said, when I was working with him, I felt he made me feel I'm the most important person in the room. And I was shocked. I was like, oh, and that's what charisma is all about. Shah Rukh Khan is considered as one of the most charismatic actors.
True. I have heard this from so many people.
Absolutely. So, as you see, everything was aligning to while I was writing this book, everything came along. So, I've added all these snippets and anecdotes in my book, which from my own life.
It's so nice. So what people can expect from your book is how to be a charismatic person, irrespective of whether you are a teacher, whether
Yes.
you are an entrepreneur, an
Yeah.
employee, even a human being.
Yes.
How you can become a charismatic person, and how you can use those techniques to improve your overall role. All right, Tarannum. So here comes the rapid fire round question. I would put across some question to you, and you have to just answer me as fast as you can. Okay. Favorite book?
The Charisma Myth by Olivia Fox-Gibbon, the first book on charisma that I read.
Favorite quote?
The biggest myth in public speaking is that you have to be interesting. But the fact is, you have to be interested.
One thing that I can take from Charisma Secret.
Charisma is in you. You need to give it a chance, and you'll see that the world follows you everywhere.
The morning ritual that you never skip.
Deep breathing,
A habit that you want to break.
overthinking.
One project that you're working on right now.
Active Kids offline channel version.
Last question. What is difficult? Coaching kids or coaching adults?
I think coaching adults is difficult because they are more distracted than kids are. So, anytime coaching students.
Finally, Tarannum, what would be your unfiltered advice to all the listeners, to all the readers, to all those budding entrepreneurs What is your unfiltered advice that you want to give to the world?
So my advices would differ for readers and entrepreneurs. Um, my advice for the readers would be reading is a dying trend now. Uh, we are all we all have attention span shorter than a goldfish. It's hard to sustain our attention for a long period of time. But if you truly want to bring remarkable change in your life, dedicate 10 minutes of reading every day. It's life changing. Pick up anything. If you want to read a digital version of a book, go ahead, but read because your brain needs that gym. It focus. Um, you know the beauty of words will be well understood if you read those words than just listen to reels and ideas and shorts. It is you're overstimulating your brain. Reading will give you balance and calmness. So my advice to the readers would be find that calm in reading. And my advice for the entrepreneurs would be keep hustling. It's hard. It's a lonely game. It's difficult to start. The middle is going to be messy, but the end is going to be gorgeous. Keep hustling. Have the humility to learn from everyone, no matter how small of a role they do. Um, don't job shame, because a lot of entrepreneurs say that, oh, you're doing a job, well, you should do a business because it's liberating. I don't job shame because I feel everyone has their own limitations to what they think. um, I would say respect to all the entrepreneurs is have the humility, keep learning, keep hustling in life. And the third thing is keep be your best believer, because as you propel in your journey, you'll not always have someone to pull you up. You have to be your own um cheerleader, and only then you're going to survive this game. It's a very lonely game. You lose all your friends because you will be in a very different community. You're not working anymore. No toxic, no. There is no corporate talks that you will be a part of. There'll be no colleague um, toxicity that you can be discussing with your friends. So you're out of this whole conversation. So imagine you're creating your own community of people who believe in you. So continue to do that. It's hard, but it's most liberating ever.
Amazing, amazing.
Yeah.
So, guys, that was Tarannum, and she just showcased us about even if you are clueless, doesn't matter. Even if you are in your job, doesn't matter. You just need to be persistent, do your job with passion, and the world has its own way to give you what you deserve. Just be resilient, keep reading, and build the skill of charisma, because it's a learned skill, it's an acquired skill. That's it for today. I would see you all in the next episode with a new author, the new learning. And till then, take care, like and subscribe this channel, because you are going to have much more in this future episodes. Thank you so much. You have a great day, guys.